Okay, it's Thursday, 10 a.m. Central Time, and it's time for Compound Stock Earnings, the Unconventional Wisdom podcast show. And we're back today. We have a super guest. We're going to get around and talk to him in a few minutes. We really got a lot of good stuff to tell. He's been with us 11 years, going back all the way to the hurricane down in New Orleans. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We have Cezanne, we have Joni, we have Dirk, our CEO. Of course, we have Marcus running everything. We have Keith. And we have Brandy. So if you have any questions, you can, since the line, our guest is on the line, if you can just send an email to podcast, compoundstockearnings.com, we'll get it instantly, and we will direct your questions to whoever it is that, whoever's technique you're using. And if you just have a general question, then I'll answer it, or somebody else will answer it. So do that, we would really appreciate it. We're going to be on here probably, 30, 45 minutes, and we're going to have a good time. I'm not going to give you the phone number because we have our guest is using the phone, so that wouldn't have to call in, but you can send in a podcast and do the email, podcast, compoundstockearnings.com. And even if we didn't get to it, when you do it now, we'll address it and email you back to you sometime today. And so it'll always get addressed one way or the other. So we'll kind of go around the group here and see how they've done so far this week and so far this month. We're heading toward the end of the month next month. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good week. Start off with Cezanne. I think she had a good trade today with Trade the Moment. I know it only lasted, I'd say, about 6, 7, 8 seconds long with you.
Yeah, it was pretty short. I think today's was 6%, and then yesterday I had a 12% trade, which was great for Apple, but we haven't had a bunch of Apple trades this year just because of various issues with it kind of shooting out of range. So we're glad to be back trading it this week.
But that was 6% today, and I think last week you made one with 12%, something like that.
Yesterday was 12%. So yeah.
You're up 18%.
That's right.
You know, for this week, and most mutual funds would like that over, 2 or 3 years. They can accumulate that much over 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had to be patient with Apple this year, but we've been able to get a couple good trades in this week, so we're glad.
One of our new things we're going to do, we're always going to have a loser we're going to point out. And, of course, the loser of the week this week is Joni.
Oh, that's so mean.
You want to tell us how you lost 2%?
Yeah, we had a loss today. It is my first loss for the year. And of course, Joe's going to point it out. One of the things about our service is we know when to get in, but we also use the charts and the lines to know when to get out. And today was one of those days. The option price just didn't move. So today we took a small loss of 2%. But for the month of February, we are still up 7%. So it's one of the great things about the way that we trade. Using the lines, using the charts, we can stay in longer for a profit, but we can also use those same indicators to get out for a small loss, because when things aren't going our way, we always have a plan B. So that's why our service is so successful, is we can take small losses on top of all the big wins that we have. I knew you were going to bring it up.
That chart that you referenced to that tells you when to get in, when to get out is the ICE chart. Our proprietary charts, kind of connected with the charting, and so it's fantastic. Trade the moments. I mean, you're only in it, and then you guys do one trade, and then you're pretty much through for the day.
Right.
That's the perfect working man's technique, also. And then we have Keith. Keith, you always have these astronomical numbers. Where do you stand for this month?
30% so far for the month. Got in 3 great trades first week of the month, and right now we're just waiting for the charts to reset to get in some more of the CSM trades here. So it's been a great month so far, and pick and choose when to get in to get these kind of returns.
You want to tell our audience what your technique is?
Yeah, it's called a credit spread momentum technique. And it was sort of invented by myself when after observing some credit spreads that had gone bad. So I said, well, why don't I just go ahead and open something that is going to go bad, and then go ahead and close the short leg once the tick turns, and let the long leg ride to get a profit. And that's sort of morphed into just opening the long leg once the tick does turn and riding that long leg for profit. So those are the CSM trades. I've also done some CMIX this year, the conservative midweek iron condors, but the last couple weeks the premiums just haven't been very good. So we'll look again today. It looks like it might be a good premium today, or at least reasonable enough to go ahead and enter one today.
You know, Keith, you're getting as bad as Randy, because you started to say things like, you said the technique that I invented. And,
yeah.
Randy does that all the time, you know, and I know she starts saying that more and more also. Pretty soon Joni and Cezanne start saying it too.
Well, at least I'm not calling it the Frampton technique or anything. So.
It should be called Keith's spread.
Yeah. Well, Randy, have you done anything this week or this month so far?
Sure. Yeah. We do trades just about every day. Had a trade yesterday for 3.1%. Got into SPY weekly credit spread last week. Closed it out for 2.8% for the week. So I calculated what January return overall was just over 4%. So it's pretty good. We'll figure out what February is at the end of this week, because this Friday is the expiration of the February contract. So I usually go month to month on the contracts.
Well, and I think let everybody know that Randy still has for years now the introductory seminar every Tuesday evening, 2 hours, 7 Central to 9 Central p.m. And it's a great way to learn about what we do. You can ask questions. He has his charts. He shows you exactly how you do these trades. And other people ask questions, you get to hear them. And it's just really, really great. And people can come to that free. It's free, totally free. Just go to our website, compoundstockearnings.com, sign up for it, or call the office directly and sign up for it. And you can go as often as you like every Tuesday. And it doesn't cost a thing. Just really a great technique. And Randy and I, or let's put it this way, me and Randy are going to be out in Manhattan Beach, right next to LA Airport, LAX, the 25th and 26th, that is?
What's that? Week. Yeah, 25th and 26th, weekend after this one, yep.
That's it. And we're going to be out there for our 2-day covered call seminar. And of course, if you pay for the seminar for it, you can attend free. It'll also be online. Marcus, our engineer, is going to be out there and make sure that it works online. So wherever you are, you can listen to it. And it'll start up at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And it'll be for 2 days. Ends up around 4 o'clock on Sunday. And we started staying over on Sunday nights. So we don't leave till Monday now, because a lot of people want to talk, do whatever after the seminar on Sunday. We make ourselves available. So if you want to plan on hanging around after Sunday, then we'll be there. And it used to be we had to rush out and try to catch an airplane and get out of the hotel and do all that kind of stuff. But if people want to talk after the seminar, so we hang around for Monday and leave Monday morning.
Yeah, see, Joe, I got my hair all cut and everything, getting ready for being out there in the public.
Well, that's all we have to wear a hat, because I need to get a haircut. You mind grow so fast. And I got to make an appointment to get a haircut on Tuesday. I leave on Wednesday. I'm going to lay over in Fort Worth for Thursday and then fly out Friday morning. I think Dirk's going to fly out Friday morning also. So we'll be out there. We'll see you.
See you on Friday.
What time are you going to be getting there on Friday?
Well, I'm coming in late Thursday night.
Okay, so we don't need to wait for dinner or anything like that. Okay.
Yep. So Friday we have dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you go to our website, compoundstockearnings.com, and sign up for the free cow report. We've been publishing that cow report for 15 years. And it's totally free. You get it you get it on Friday, it's dated on Saturday. And in that cow report, every email we get is in there unless somebody specifically says don't put it in the cow report. And then our various people like Randy and Cezanne, Joni, Keith, they all answer those emails, whoever it pertains to, and I answer if it pertains to me. And so it's a great way to see what's going on. People talk about their returns, they talk about any problems they have, and then you see the answers right there also. So it's just a great vehicle, and it's totally free, compoundstockearnings.com. It's not for the cow report, or you can just call the office. Now I'm going to turn to our guest. We have a great guest. He's Tommy, and he's down around the New Orleans area, down there in Louisiana. And Tommy and I have a history together. We hadn't talked in a long time. In fact, Cesar and I was talking to Tommy before y'all came on, and he said that he remembered the picture of you and my dad in downtown Dallas in front of the Merrill Lynch office. Yeah, so he's been with us a long time.
Awesome.
So Tommy, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Tommy, kind of bring people up, how you got started, and about how we were trying to do the seminar down in New Orleans, and we were into it about 2 hours. We were actually doing it at a client's hotel. We were in a beautiful place, and we were into it for about 2 hours, and he came and made a motion at the door, excuse me, and told me that if it was back in 5 minutes, we would have got to evacuate. So he came back, and we evacuated. So kind of tell him about and how long you been, what are you doing, and everything. You've been with us 11 years.
Yes, that was quite a seminar. We got abruptly interrupted, but that was in 2005, and so many things have changed. Not only the platforms that we use, there's more exchanges, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We didn't even have advanced charting back then, and that has been a huge boon to every technique, and it also generated new techniques.
And that's all you got to say? Out of all those years, that's all you got to say?
Pardon? As always, yes, I do. I'm just, first of all, you pay once and you go forever. You get to learn just right along with CSE.
Which techniques are you using?
I still enjoy my momentum trades, especially since Randy has come up, well, the SEC came up with the weeklies, and Randy has come up with his methodology of making weekly money as you're waiting for it to go up, as they say.
Tommy, what does he call that technique?
That is the Randy's surrogate call.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You know,
RSC.
Well, yeah. Joe, we're getting ready to change it over to Joe's weekly cash.
There you go.
It's like just drives through town dumping it in your car, right? When you have the top down.
Yeah,
that's right. If people want to hear what Randy does, come to that seminar either online or listen to it, or come out there in person in Manhattan Beach. Because when we're up there on the platform giving the seminar, I mean, he just, you just see what he does. I mean, he loses control. Normally when we're not in the same room together, he's has control. We get in the same room, he gets so excited, and he just keeps saying things that I say all the time. But he puts his name on. So it's pretty cool, though. Everybody, gets big.
That's only because he understands options so well. All of you.
Now, Tommy, we go back a long time, to that hurricane in New Orleans, Katrina, and tell what's happened, because you were pretty devastated down there. I mean, you were almost blown away, and tell how much things have improved since that hurricane. From the standpoint of just being able to physically do stuff.
Down here, we actually got off the dial-up after that because they had to change everything out. I've never seen so many new telephone poles in my life on the interstate. But, generator for weeks. I finally finished the seminar on the internet. Whenever the next one was, I had to go to a different town to my son's house. And I got that out the way, and ever since then, I mean, we've had a new manual since then. We've had as I was saying earlier, the credit spreads, the weekly credit spreads, the SSH, Forex, the trade the moment, all of that has come, and everything is, as I say, exponential. And that's on top of advanced charting.
Well, back in the day, before all that, because you were with us before, all we had was the traditional covered call making 3% a month, where things just closed on the third Friday. Now, has Randy not improved that with all kinds of momentum trades and first one thing and the other? They named after himself generally. But now, all our techniques have been improved. Every decision that the Board of Options CBOE up in Chicago makes benefits our clients. One of the big ones is when they expanded from just third Friday expiration to weekly expirations. And there's some talk they may have more than just one weekly expiration. There's some indexes that have 3 expirations, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. S&P's one of them. So there's all kinds of things happening. Commissions have gone from, gosh, used to be a long time ago for anybody was born except me, $300 commission at E-Trade a long, long time ago. When you had to call up, you had to dial in and place a trade. Wasn't much different than using just a regular broker, Merrill Lynch or somebody. So there's been lots of changes and lots of changes, Tom, since you came on. I remember when we set up to do the seminar down there, we had a good crowd, a big crowd of people. And there were these 2 little ladies. I've always wondered what happened to them. They looked about probably in their 80s then. And they had on typical South Louisiana, New Orleans dress. They were little frilly ladies, and they had on the white gloves, And I wondered, they probably didn't even live through it. I got to thinking, how could they possibly live through that? But I know just to get out of there that day, it took us, 2 days to get back to Dallas. It took us probably, before the hurricane hit, just getting from New Orleans to Shreveport, took us like 10 or 12 hours. It was just incredible, the traffic.
I'm telling you, I don't go to New Orleans that much, and I'm glad that I do not live over there. We're north of it, and it's semi-rural. But whenever you got that many people in one spot, then New Orleans is below sea level to start with.
Yeah, I remember we stopped.
But anyway, we were talking about we didn't even have platinum selections then either. And that is, you say it best, you earn while you learn. And I've always said that CSE never sleeps. And there's a lot of people that don't sleep. They wake up with things and they say, let me try that.
Yep.
It may or may not work, but that's what virtual trading's for.
Well, I tell you what, new things come up all the time. Like I've never seen anybody that makes trades as fast as Cezanne and Joni and make those profits. They've got the potential to make, 3, 4, 5, 6% a day, 5 days a week. The 30%, that could be huge. And they could do that, but Joni has these, she kind of falls back into her prehistoric mindset and loses sometimes.
But see, Joe, they can trade so fast because they're so young.
That's right. And they can trade fast. We've always said that they're fast girls.
Joe, you can say that now.
Yeah, that's right. It's a
different story. Well, I know what you're talking about, though. Fast, it's as close to instant as you can get.
Well, what Tommy
science, and I know they practice too.
Yeah, what Tommy brought up about that photograph of Cezanne and my dad. Cezanne, how old were you then? You were what?
Cezanne and Joni on the steps in front of whatever brokerage it was, and they both had the same kind of haircut. Very young. Come on, it was on the Cow Report.
Almost 50 years ago. We're almost 50. It would have been almost 50 years ago. It was probably 40.
That's what I'm talking about. Joe used to tell the story that he thought Cezanne had run away and turned to find out years later you were downtown with Grandpa.
There you go. Yeah, back in those days, you had to go down to the brokerage office.
Big chair.
You had to get a chair and wait for your broker, and they didn't have anything. The brokers really didn't have anything to do anything with, not back then, because they didn't have anything when I left Merrill Lynch. We had manual charts.
You have a ticker tape.
Just about. We had at Merrill, we had manual charts. They delivered them once a week, and you didn't have any of the kind of abilities on the computer. We didn't have computers. We had sort of in-house things. It was all just Merrill Lynch stuff, and You know, just while today is so incredible. And now, you know, commissions are getting so low. We're actually, more brokerage firms are coming up with no commissions. And they're just trying to live off the money that they make off the money you have in the account, which they've always done. And the reason is not more of a proliferation of it right now is interest rates are so low, they can't do it. But they will when interest rates come back up. And besides that, they get cheaper. I think Schwab came out the other day. Randy, what's the online broker that Schwab bought?
They bought Options Express.
Okay, the president came on, the president of Options Express, and said they're getting ready to have a drastic reduction in commissions. He said, you're not going to believe how big these commissions are going to go down, how much they're going to go down. And that was like 2 days ago. So it's going to be anxious to see what they're getting ready to do, because they already had pretty competitive commissions, you know. And we'll see what they're doing, you know, where they're getting ready to go. But so Tommy, if you do you trade every day, or have you gotten so used to it now you just do it 2 or 3 times a week, or what?
I do it mostly every day, yes. And
Okay.
or at least check it, because on momentum trades, you know, however it goes, I stay on top of it, but it doesn't take a lot of my time.
Yeah. Well, that
usually they'll close out where I got it set, and then you carry on from there.
what do you figure you average on a monthly basis,
So,
return wise?
say average probably about 7.
Oh, you do better than that. I'm talking on a monthly basis.
Oh, on a monthly basis. Man,
Yeah.
I'm talking about interest returns. It's crazy.
What?
Honestly, Joe, I would say between just the weekly activity would be 2. So you're looking at, that's 8. Geez, it depends on where they close out. Let's say 13, 14 at least.
Yeah. Well, it used to be when back in the day when you guys.
You know how it is. If you have something that goes crazy on the average, you don't need that much.
Yeah. Well, you know.
As far as interest rates go, people wouldn't believe it anyway, so what the heck?
Well, when you started out 11 years ago, remember we were shooting for 3% on traditional covered calls.
Exactly.
And now, like I say, you're getting that in a week, you know, or more, probably more.
That's what I said earlier, is that we're talking about returns that the average person has laid in front of them whenever they're trying to figure out what to invest in, that we make weekly or daily. And
Yeah.
that's hard to digest for people that don't think they can do anything about it. And that's the mindset. If somebody has securities and they're not doing covered calls, they're just leaving money on the table. And if they have a dividend security, you know, the dogs of the Dow, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Any safer than that? It's all safe. It's just relative.
Yeah. It's just amazing because people that own stuff,
Whenever you write your own contract, if it's not safe, you made a boo-boo.
Yeah. That you know, when you say that made a boo-boo, what was that TV show that was on Joni? That TV show had something boo-boo, and it was about down there where Tom.
Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo.
Yes, were they from Louisiana?
No, they're from Georgia.
Georgia.
I hope
Oh,
not.
Georgia, you kidding?
Yeah, they're in Georgia.
But yeah, what Tommy was referring to on Dogs the Dow. If you got well, this is a little different. 2 things. Dogs the Dow. It's very great technique. In fact, when I was at Merrill, we had a program. We guaranteed 10% a year. We guaranteed 10% a year, and you can make a lot more. But Dogs the Dow is you take the 10 cheapest Dow stocks, and they're the cheapest because they've got the highest dividends. And you buy them when they're down. You buy them at the low point of the year, and you hold them. And then they all get historically go up. They did this last year, and you get astronomical returns. Then you sell them all. And we add to that. We say, okay, do this exact same thing. The old technique's been around for years, except saw out of the money covered calls against it. So now you've got that additional money, and nothing can go wrong. If they go up and you get called out, hey, you've got a higher strike price. You got more money. And you keep the return, you know, the premium that you sold the calls for. So it's just an incredible way. Same thing you can do if you have stocks. You just got stocks, and they're just laying there, not doing anything, maybe earning some dividends. And you can sell out of the money covered calls on those and generate incredible amounts of money in returns. You still get your dividends. Everything's the same. If one gets called out since it's out of the money, you get a profit on the stock. You keep your premiums, and you go back and buy the stock when the next day it's down, and start all over again. There's just nothing can go wrong with those techniques. Randy, would you agree with that? Am I overlooking something?
Absolutely. In fact, we had Cisco for this month that'll get called out on Friday. It was Dogs of the Dow. We call the technique Lead the Dogs. It's a technique that Joe developed many years ago to go along with the Dogs of the Dow. We call it the Lead the Dogs, and it's buying the stock and selling the out of the money call and letting it ride up to that and get called out, and worked just beautifully on Cisco for this month. So we'll be looking for more of them next week.
Well, I didn't know, because I didn't know that we technically officially changed the name to that. Are you sure it's not Randy Leads the Dogs?
No, it's Joe's Lead the Dogs.
No, I've never heard that. Anybody else, Cezanne, have you ever heard that name, Joe's Lead the Dogs? I don't think I've ever heard that.
Sure, Cezanne, she knows it.
No, I've never heard of it. Randy's making it up.
I thought it was Joe Walks the Dog.
Yeah, Joe, he walks the dog.
That would be more appropriate. So,
Wag the dog.
yeah. Dirk, when he was down here, was walking by the beach just as he was going down to where we have lunch, and Brandon says, "What a wild dog!"
The three of them.
Three wild dogs.
I saw a lady came scooting down the path carrying. She had a little dog in her arms, and she was warning me, "Don't go that way. There are wild dogs." And she had her pepper spray gun out, and it had been discharged. You could tell from the end of it was discolored. So last thing I wanted to do was walk up on three angry wild dogs. So I doubled back to the beach and walked a little further down, then cut up.
Oh, well. Okay.
Hey, Joe, a friend of mine called, a high school buddy. He's been a broker. He celebrated his 40th year. And he made the comment, he said, "Tommy, I'm a dinosaur." And I just chuckled and I said, "Yep." I'm thinking to myself, you don't know how dinosaurs you are.
Well, he is a dinosaur, because when he retires, there's not going to be anybody to replace him. No?
Oh, I just wondered if he understood exactly, the ramifications of that. But 40 years of it, I can't even imagine.
Have you ever told him your returns?
Yeah, and it's like the wind blowing there in Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it always is. Yeah.
I'll
tell you what. I'm going to end it up here. I think people have got a pretty good idea of what everybody does. And Tommy, a good client, 11 years now. And started off rough through a hurricane. And,
well, yes, we've had several natural occurrences since then, but everything's cool. Some historic floods.
Okay. The what?
Floods. He said
Historic floods. I never had a river run through my yard again before or since, but my house is 3.5 feet up, so it was good.
Oh, that's good.
But I have enjoyed.
You like have a front porch, and you got like set out there, chairs, rocking chairs, and like smoke a pipe or something like that. Or what?
And a fishing pole now.
Fishing pole. That's right. Is that the image? Is that the correct image of you, Tommy?
Yeah, y'all were breaking up. All I heard was fishing pole. I was waiting for a fish to come swimming by, standing on the porch.
No, I'm talking about when you set out.
Retriever, she loved it.
This house you have up 3 feet off the ground on little skinny poles, and you're sitting out on your porch, like with some straw in your mouth or something like that, waving at cars as they go by.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the river's across the street. And there you go. When it comes up, you just stand there and throw a fishing pole.
Okay. Well, Tommy, thank you very much for being on here. You've been delightful. We really appreciate you, and you're going to have to come back again. And thank you for taking the time. And we really appreciate you being a client for so long, and that you're doing so well. you've adapted to everything as it goes by. And we just appreciate it. So,
Thank you so much. It's been an enjoyable journey.
well, thank you, and we'll just keep on going. Cezanne, Joni, Keith, Randy, everybody, Dirk, we'll call it a day, and everybody's doing good. And it's about time, Dirk's about time we go to lunch down at the Chop House. Oh, and Hooper, Randy, Dirk, the Hooper Baked Potato is one crazy, not Halloween, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
They were just going right. There was even one couple, the guy proposed marriage. I think he put the ring in the Hooper Baked Potato.
In the potato. Oh my God.
Yeah. Of course, being a typical Puerto Rican girl, she probably ate it. So we'll
You need to get a royalty for that, Joe.
I know. It's on the menu. It's on the menu. Hooper Baked Potato. Right. So,
You should get a 10-cent royalty for every one.
well, I do sign the baked potato skins now.
Yeah, those are going big on eBay, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll call it quits. Mark, you can cut it off when you want to. And everybody, thank you for being here. If you have any questions or anything, send us some emails. And we didn't even check we had any emails this time. Dirk,
I did check along the way, Joe. We didn't have any new emails during the show.
Oh, very good. Well, okay, well, thanks, everybody. We'll see all y'all later.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
So long, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good week.